Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Psychedelic Art Exchange channel. We're back to continue talking posters with you all. Today, we're discussing the top two lots in our June CGC auction, which is live now and will end on Thursday, June 13th at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. It is a hell of an auction if we do say so ourselves. So let's take a look at this amazing lot that we have before us right now.
Yeah, this is a piece that we've talked about probably a while back. We probably discussed it on the Go Collect channel when we first started trying out this blog with Katie and I. And it's a poster that's worth speaking about
Hmm.
as often as we can because it is one of the more pivotal, important pieces in the whole body of work of psychedelic 60s posters. But this is
Yes.
certainly not psychedelic per se. This is, again, the Grande Ballroom, which was Detroit's take on the 60s. And
Yeah.
this is the very first poster in the series, done by Gary Grimshaw, who did a great percentage of the posters for the Grande, and it
Mhm.
features the MC5. And
Yes.
although the MC5 are not a household name like the Rolling Stones, they have earned every bit of their legitimacy, importance in rock and roll history. In fact, I mean,
Yeah.
as far as surviving music from the 60s goes, the psychedelic thing is hung on with the Grateful Dead, and what the MC5 helped create has lived through punk rock and probably has
Mhm.
more of an audience than the whole jam band hippie scene that we're used to catering. So it's
Yeah. And I mean it's come up a few times recently on our channel where we've talked about Detroit and Midwest posters because they keep coming to us and they are like they're just a bit more rare, sometimes a little more interesting to look at, and they do I mean the area has a great music history to it as well. And the MC5 have been coming up because, Wayne Kramer recently died, and I mean, it's cool to see them on the Grandy posters for lots of reasons. I mean, they were a band for such a short period of time, but also they're like their album that everyone knows, that Kick Out the Jams, was recorded live at the Grandy. I
yeah,
wasn't
it's
this show, but
yeah, it's such a connection, and this is
mm,
so important. And I believe for years that the Grandy is really the deep dive into
mm,
this collectible. The quantities are low, the posters are really well designed and super rare. They fit everything except, again, the MC5's on practically every poster, and
yeah,
it's you really have to understand the history to get to there. And one of the greatest recounts of history is in this book. The
read
information on the
that.
MC5 in this is like you'll be an MC5 fan if you read some of these amazing stories. This is a really
Yeah.
fun book, and it kind of turned me on to it. And I guess it's gotten into my blood. I'm
Hmm.
really excited about, especially having this, the number one.
Mm.
In it's almost strange that this poster hasn't gotten the results that is on level with its importance and its quality too. This is a
Yeah.
cardboard poster. It's in amazing shape. It's often easy to be to misperceive the CGC grade. I mean,
Right.
there's only four of these that have been graded, so
Hmm.
just owning a copy is something. And so, yes, there are apparently a 9.6 out there in the world, which would
Somewhere.
be, in my mind, this poster is every bit on par with the FD1 and the BG1 in its own
Mhm.
way. And it's cardboard and it's amazing, and it really is an honor to have this in the sale. And I'd
Yeah.
like to see that it goes to a home with somebody that really appreciates it more than just on trying to fill a hole in their poster collection. That
Yeah.
somebody who really is into it. So there's a lot of to talk about CGC. It
Hmm.
is the strongest selling material that we auction because it does separate itself with the certification and gives some buyers more confidence to be able to buy something that's been CGC certified, if only for the restoration check.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
but anyways, this seagull is Yeah, this is a piece you should own. So anyhow,
Yeah, definitely.
Let's move on to a poster again that we've talked a great deal about.
Can't talk
The
about it too much, I don't think, when you're talking about posters.
No, and it's really germane to this conversation because out of all the posters that have been graded, this is the poster that is starting to show an illustration of quality to value. And
Right.
there's been enough copies sold that it's starting to make sense when you look at it and decide what kind of copy you want to invest in and what's
Mhm.
out there. So this is one place where CGC has started to do what it does in the other collectible categories like cards and comics. Now, again, we're talking about quantities that are minuscule compared to those. So again, it's
Sure, yeah.
misleading. Yeah, having a copy of this in any grade is worth money. In fact, we sold a raw copy in our last sale for 8,500.
Yeah.
So, and what I'd like to say also is that this is the first copy in the signature series holder. And that may not be a big deal to people that have been collecting these posters for decades and have seen Stanley's signature,
Uh-huh.
but this is the first one that got the gold CGC label, which
Yeah.
holds it apart. So
And we were actually there to witness it, so that
yeah,
was pretty cool.
the owner wanted to get it signed by Stanley and get it into the gold label, and there was a CGC witness at the show in San Francisco, and
Yeah.
Stanley was, he was
We had
great.
to
He was
cut it out of the old holder and
yeah, it
like be
was
super careful,
yeah,
and everyone was watching us like, what are you taking scissors to the FD-26 for?
it was a
But yeah,
little
he signed it. And we had a CGC witness, and there it is. It's beautiful.
yeah. So again, the first of first. We have the first Grandy poster, and we have the first signature series FD-26, and it's a really strong sale to jump into the summer months with. We are hoping that the audience out there that's watching this shows up in bids because it's really an opportunity to have both of these in the same sale at once.
Yes, we're very proud to offer these to you all, and yeah, get bidding.
Yeah, and stay tuned. We're going to be launching our long-awaited podcast later this month, and we
Yes.
have all sorts of interesting stories to tell outside of the Grateful Dead and the MC5, which
Yeah.
it's sort of our split personality here.
Sure. Well,
It's
yeah, and make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and that you have notifications turned on so you'll be alerted as soon as we drop all these new things. We do have a lot of really cool stuff coming your way, and you'll want to make sure that you're around for it. But while we have you here, make sure that you place your bids in the June CGC auction. Again, it is open until Thursday, June 13th at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, and all the links are going to be right below this video in the description. Thank you so much. We'll see you back here soon.
Thank you all.